Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is part two of the interview of Don Lemon with Ashley St. Clair.
The word it's never been before with Garner's Natural Life. For the purest herbs. Some like fingernail drug test him.
Because he has government contracts and that is, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know, I'm like more, I don't care if people do drugs. I think people can do drugs occasionally and not have it affect their day-to-day life or, you know, be whatever. But the volume at which he lies and to the scale of people is astonishing. Like, to just go tell the whole, I don't do drugs. It's just not true at all. It's not true.
Is that the only drug?
No. No. I saw him take mushrooms, and there were other things that I was unsure of, but he's definitely...
Elon gives pill popper to me.
I don't know what was in it.
Did you ever partake?
No, I'm not a fan of horse tranquilizer.
Did anyone...
But, you know, like, in my time, I've experimented, or I've done, you know, I had a really good time in college, so I wasn't, you know, a prude about seeing people do drugs, but it wasn't clear to me until later on that, oh, maybe this is habitual.
Anyone else around him that we would know of that you saw or experienced?
There are people who are aware.
Like?
I don't want to put them in danger.
Okay.
You know,
That's
like,
fair.
they have to speak on their own terms because he is a scary individual, and I don't, unless I find it necessary, I don't want to drag them into it and have them be on the other end of his wrath and resources.
But people we know. That it would be.
People that the whole world knows.
Wow. Okay, can we fast forward because he's working, you know, with the Trump, he's working with the Trump administration. So let's fast forward to that. And Doge, you guys were over then by the time?
Oh yeah, like by February 2025, that was.
Yeah. What did you think of that whole thing? Because a lot of people lost jobs. There was a lot of institutional knowledge that was lost, and I don't know if you've read the reports. I'm sure the government is operating on like a skeleton staff right now.
Yeah, and the impacts to it, and it was a lot for me to like hear the impacts of it, and like I know it wasn't my fault, but I still felt some sort of guilt. Like when I went to the Elton John Oscars event, and they do the fundraising for AIDS, and just to hear the impacts, because they were really impacted. They have to do a lot more work because of the USAID cuts, and like it was difficult to watch, but at the same time as I'm watching this, it was a cruelty that I was very familiar with. I was not surprised by his cruelty.
So let's talk about now the White House. You still are in contact with people. You still have sources or friends in the White House and in the government.
I got that place rigged with snitches on.
You do?
Yeah.
Talk to me about Stephen.
And there are also some of them that I had not spoken to previously have been reaching out and are saying thank you for speaking out, and I wish I didn't feel so stuck.
Why are they not speaking out? Why are they still there?
I think they're scared, which I don't think is a sufficient excuse. I think you need to make a material sacrifice, but they're scared of these people. They work up close and personal. They're scared.
Stephen Miller leaked text messages involving the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, Stephen Miller. What do you talked to my friend Jennifer about that?
I did.
And?
Because Stephen used to text me all the time, signal message me during the election, asking to share things, and at one point he sends me this text, he's like, we need White Boy November, we need the white boys to vote, the Ken strike back, like he's just, he's probably the most motivated by race out of anybody within the administration, at least at the White House level.
Racist.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen Miller.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like to call him Pee-wee German.
I'm sorry?
I like to call him Pee-wee German.
That's good. Do you have evidence of such?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a whole thing. He would ask for retweets during the election.
Oh yes, him and his
Yeah.
fake organization.
It's going to be a white boy November, as you said. We need white
Oh, even
boys.
better. You'll like the one at the bottom.
Okay.
SM.
SM. The Kens strike back. Who's a Kens?
I guess the
white-
white boys.
They're calling Kens.
I guess.
Okay, like a Ken doll.
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen Miller, according to this, or SM, White Boy November. And then SM, ask people to call 10 white guys you know tonight and report back. So where comes from Lee? Now, everybody is talking about those weight loss injections because the results can be dramatic, but not everybody wants weekly injections or some of the side effects that come with them. That's why doctors created Lean. Lean is a weight loss supplement made with studied ingredients that may help support healthy blood sugar levels, reduce cravings, and help your body convert fat into energy. Now, I want you to listen to me. This isn't for somebody who's just trying to lose 2 or 3 pounds. The team at Brickhouse Nutrition created Lean for people with 10 pounds or more that they would like to lose and who are serious about improving their health. And no supplements. No supplement replaces healthy eating and exercise. Lean is designed to work alongside those habits. Right now, you can get 20% off plus free plus shipping. You can go to takelean.com and use the code LEMON. That's take, TAKELEAN.com, and the promo code is LEMON. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Summer is supposed to be relaxing, but, let's be honest. Between travel, family, work, and trying to enjoy every sunny day, it can also be exhausting. For me, summer is usually a little bit of both. I love getting out, seeing friends, traveling when I can, but sometimes it feels like you're trying to fit in an entire year's worth of living into just a few short months. And that is why therapy can be so valuable. Therapy can help you understand what you need, set healthier boundaries, and create a version of summer that actually feels good instead of overwhelming. And that's where BetterHelp comes in.
Yeah.
They match you with a licensed therapist
Be right
based on
back.
your needs, and if it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time, no questions asked. More than 6 million people have used BetterHelp, and they have over 30,000 licensed therapists worldwide. Find support with BetterHelp. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/DonLemon. That's betterhelp.com/DonLemon. Is there anything else on this phone you want to show me?
So much.
Does that embarrass you when you look at this and you go, oh, shit, why
Yes, it's like this sense of embarrassment, but also I'm so proud of young Ashley for screenshotting literally fucking everything from these people. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe. It's like, again, I have like this feeling of disassociation when I look back at my time involved, because I just felt like I was like a circus monkey, kind of like performing.
Are you still in touch with Stephen Miller?
No.
And you haven't spoken to Elon or communicated? Nothing?
No.
You turned down the NDA and that was it?
Pretty much.
And you're in litigation for
I can't speak about the family litigation, but we're also in 2 different courts related to XAI and Grok.
I understand. I've asked you questions and I have not spoken about my litigation at all. So I understand that and I respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I wish it wasn't that way, but it is. However, they're also countersuing me in Texas, $1 trillion company, because their robot undressed me. And it's a terms of service violation for me to try to get any relief on that. Allegedly.
Let me ask you about some of the folks who are still there. And we can mention names because not only that I have litigation that's happening, it's more than litigation that's happening with the government. When you heard about what happened to me, what did you think?
I was furious. I called people that I knew and I was like, are you proud of yourselves? Like, what are you a part of right now? We're arresting Don Lemon. Like, what are you doing? There's people who can't afford food. They can't afford healthcare. They can't afford groceries. And we're taking the force of the federal government to arrest Don Lemon. Like, not only is this so threatening to our First Amendment rights, but like, what is this circus? Have you guys no shame about what you're doing and there were people who knew it was wrong, but again, they feel stuck.
People, are they at high levels?
Mm-hmm.
Would they be involved in?
Mm-hmm.
And they said they felt ashamed. What did they say?
They realized that certain institutions have been co-opted by the White House in a way that has not been done before. We've never really seen this sort of dynamic where the White House is directing basically every federal agency that are supposed to be independent. They are trying really hard to make sure that we don't have an independent judiciary.
And they know that what they did or are doing to me is wrong, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, but they are stuck doing it. I mean, they have free will.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words in your mouth. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying?
That's what I took away.
What do you think of that?
I think people need to grow a pair. I think it's gonna suck. Like, they are so scared of losing their material comfort and their treats and the success that they got that they don't want to make a sacrifice and do the right thing. And you need to get uncomfortable. Doing the right thing is incredibly painful, as you know. It is not easy to do the right thing. And guess what? You might lose your home. You might be a little hungry, but you need to do what is right. Because this is a playtime is over situation. There's things that are happening that I'm unsure that we'll be able to undo.
There are a lot of MAGA influencers. So, let's go from inside of the administration and at the top levels of the government. I would imagine it's all departments, Justice Department, I don't know, right? You have
It's the rot has gone throughout the entire system.
So, as a black person, I have to say, and considering what happened with the vote from the Supreme Court, I feel like the Civil Rights Division is being decimated. It's a shame that laws that were enacted to protect members of underserved communities, black people, LGBTQ, whatever, are being used against us.
Yes.
Which is just nasty.
And anybody there needs to understand that the cruelty that they're ignoring right now will eat them too.
Yeah. So let's move outside of that. Thank you for that. And let's talk about the influencers. Because you said that there was a smear campaign against me. You said that I'm a big fish or something like that.
You're boogeyman.
Boogeyman. But these influencers, are they smearing you now?
Yeah, but...
So then what do you think of, because you specifically mentioned on Governor Newsom's podcast, you mentioned Benny Johnson, right? You said Benny Johnson's coordinating harassment against you.
Oh yeah, he said that I'm transing my baby, that this is demonic, I should lose my child, all of this insane stuff.
But correct me if I'm wrong, did you allege that Elon Musk said that you were going to transition your child and that's why he wants custody?
I didn't allege anything.
None of that. I thought I read that. Am I wrong?
He tweeted that.
Okay.
He tweeted that.
How are you transitioning your child? I'm not on Twitter anymore, so that's why
that's a great question. After I had tweeted that I had remorse for my actions that harmed the trans community, the MAGA was up in a tizzy saying that I'm going to trans a baby.
I don't know what transing a baby means.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
So what do you think of, I'm going to throw out some names. What do you think of Benny Johnson?
Gay.
Say again?
Gay.
You think Benny Johnson is gay?
I think he has a lot of people who are really convinced they had gay experiences with him.
People are convinced they had gay experiences with him?
Well,
yeah, so unless they have a Benny doppelganger. But no, Benny's a sociopath. He really is. I had the displeasure of working with him for many years, and he is just, the way in which he's able to be a chameleon, like he copies the mannerisms of Tucker, and he builds himself up by abusing all of his staff and just being all around unpleasant. He doesn't believe in anything, I don't think.
That was my next question. Do you think he believes in the bullshit he spews?
No. I think he's going
it makes it worse.
Yes.
I have to tell you, just sitting here listening to you and watching you, I've only had one experience in person, in the flesh, with Benny Johnson. I was very aware of some of the things that he said about me. Even though I don't follow him,
Yeah.
people tell me, or it'll pop up in, in a clip or whatever that I've run on the show. And I was in the same room with him because we were at the same conference, and he could not have been more effusive and on, and Mr. Lemon and on, and I was like,
Oh, yes.
who is this guy? You said that I should go to
Yes.
prison.
Yes.
You have all these things to say. Now, I've heard those rumors
Yes.
about him.
Did your gaydar go off?
I didn't. Okay, let's put it this way. Not with your sexual body part would I ever think of, you know what I'm saying? You know how guys say, not with your dick, I wouldn't
Yes.
fuck that person.
Yes.
That's how I feel about Benny Johnson. So I did look, my gaydar went off with Benny Johnson just from watching him.
Yes.
I was like, oh. I just, it pinged. Okay.
Yes.
But I have also had people who, in my life, who have said that they have had experiences, or at least a person that has had an experience with him.
Mm-hmm.
A gay experience. So you think he's gay?
I think he is repressing a lot of feelings.
So why doesn't he just come out?
Because he uses his wife and children and this family man image to launder his image. Like, this is... I don't know how you can simultaneously be doing a press conference with Pam Bondi saying your life is in danger and then posting your children every day. You know, so... Because you're not going to find photos of my children online because I actually am in fear for my life. And he does this in a way to, like, launder his image. He's using these children to launder his image.
I forgot about Pam Bondi when she's good. Christine, they were just like, bye.
I know, because it ate them. The patriarchy eats them. Just because you're close to power doesn't mean it's not going to come for you too.
Wow.
If I don't know,
That's a real thing.
I was like, ooh, if I'm close enough to the power, it won't bite me.
Tucker Carlson.
I think he needs to do the same thing as Marjorie Taylor Greene and stop keeping secrets. He knows so much. The rooms that Tucker has been in, the conversations he has heard, he needs to go on a spill sesh. If you want to say that you regret any of this, expose it all, Tucker. Start yapping.
You think he wants to run for president?
I'm unsure of his motivations there.
You think Marjorie wants to run for president?
I'm unsure of their motivations.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope not.
Okay. Megyn Kelly.
I
Racist
think whoever is
bitch.
giving her Ozempic should be sued for malpractice. But same thing to her. She needs to spill secrets.
That was shady.
Well, so when everything first happened with me, she goes on this long tirade. She's like, "You're just doing this for money. Make your own money." All of this stuff. This was when she's like sitting on Trump and Elon's lap doing tricks on it, and now she's pretending like she was duped as she was defending the patriarchy. So she really needs to start spilling too, because she's another one.
She's
Really?
in it for the clicks. She's in it for the...
TikTok,
Yeah, but now she's
y'all
audience
really
captured,
getting on my
so she
nerves.
has no choice but to be a vile bitch.
Y'all really getting
So-
on my nerves.
Megyn Kelly.
Yes, she's audience captured by these really rabid people, and so she has no room for like kindness or
Really?
nuance. Like, she just has to perform and be a nasty bitch.
Why did you say her... Would you say her Ozempic?
Whoever is prescribing her Ozempic should be sued for malpractice because she looks awful. It's too much. It's too skinny. And I've been there. I was on Manjaro for a minute, and then I had people who loved me, which maybe she doesn't have, but I had people who loved me who were like, "You've gone too far." And so I had to stop.
I have to say this. Because, there's no love lost between Megyn Kelly
Yeah.
and me. So, I saw her, it was probably maybe 2 years ago. And it was at an industry party, and I hadn't gone out and gone to industry parties, and but I went to one because a friend was, I think it was the anniversary of something, and it was, I think I saw her at the Mediaite party. You know what Mediaite is?
Yeah.
Dan Abrams.
Yeah.
And so I saw her there. Well, first her husband was there, and it's weird because he
Her house husband.
girl. you know. And speaking of, so so then she walked into the room, and he was escorting her around, and I looked at her and I'm like, oh my God. Now I have to say, when I knew her and we were friendly, she was a very pretty woman.
Yes.
She was a normal-sized woman that was very pretty, and if you like that sort of Barbie doll kind of thing. I was like, oh my God, she looks like Skeletor.
Yes, she does. I mean, it's this Ozempic effect that they're like, she's like, make your own money. Why don't you lose your own weight, Megan?
You don't like Megyn Kelly, do you?
No, because she was so nasty, and it was just like kicking a dog when they're down. Like, she has such a massive platform, and she does not recognize the power imbalance of the situation with Elon and I at all, and just goes in. And like, I will never forget that feeling of just like, because at one point, I used to think, oh, Megan's cool and she's so confident and whatever. And just to have her be so nasty and to say that I'm just doing things for money, and it was nasty. And I'll never forget that.
You said that coordination in the MAGA movement and MAGA circles is more organized than audiences realize.
Yes, it is. They have group chats. They're paid for half of what they do. They're all on the take. They have group chats where they coordinate their messaging, that have members of the administration, that have members of Congress, in which they talk about how to respond to things or not respond to things.
Support comes from Byron Publishing and Bullies, Patriots, and Slaves by George Koch. So this book asks a very simple question. Why do societies keep repeating the same mistakes? Why? Through history, storytelling, and research, George Koch she lets us know how power works, who benefits from it, and why ordinary people often end up paying the price here. And so what I like about this book is that it really tells a great story, and it takes complicated ideas and it makes them accessible. You don't need a degree in political science to understand it. You just need curiosity. Whether you're interested in politics, economics, history, or human behavior, you'll find something worth thinking about here. And at the center of it all,
and I can't skip it, y'all. Sorry.
Sounds easy. History tells us otherwise, though. Get your copy today at bps.online or text BULLY to 511-511. That's BULLY to 511-511. Text fees may apply. And the Fox News of it all, do you think Fox News is...
What's so fascinating is, like, when I would go on Fox News, I would always have my talking points. Like, they would send talking points. If I went on Gutfeld, I'd have to send my jokes for them to approve or disapprove. And I've never had that with any of these left-leaning shows. But Fox is incredibly coordinated. They, at times, one time when I went on Gutfeld, they told me, don't say anything against Trump. And so they're all very filtered. Nothing's real. It's like that scene from the Joker where he's like, none of this is real.
Yeah. I don't consider them a news organization. There are some people there who are doing good journalism.
It's entertainment. And you know what really got me one time? Do you remember Bernard Kerik?
Bernie Kerik,
yes,
the former police
who
commissioner of New York City. Yeah, I knew Bernard Kerik. He would be on my show. At
and he
one
was so
point,
nice.
he became a reasonable person, and then he went off the deep end. I don't know what happened.
He was nice.
Yeah.
And so he passes away. And I happen to be outside of Fox Studios because I was at Delmonico's, or Del Frisco's, whatever it is right there. Del Frisco's. And he had just passed away. And he's just on the lower third. Bernard dies. And then it goes to Greg Gutfeld playing some stupid game. And I was like, for them to take someone who did so much for them and he becomes a lower third and then it transitions to Greg Gutfeld being a silly little goose, these people are just not serious. And I was like, please just don't put me on screen instead of putting me as a lower third before Greg Gutfeld's games. And to me, I'm like, this is just such a joke. Like, it didn't feel real. I'm like, he died and he did so much for you and now he's reduced to a lower third before Greg's game.
Yeah.
Like, where is the humanity?
That's what I would always tell people when I was in legacy media, when they would talk about, CNN is fake and whatever. We never gave anyone, you could not give anyone questions. Right?
Yeah.
We'd say, these are the topics we'd like to discuss with you. We want to talk news of the day and then blah, 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 blah. But we never said this question and that question. No. And they do that at Fox News. That's not a news organization doing that.
Yes,
If
but
you do
Fox
that, you're
always
not
says that.
represented.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fox, and they have people who are just unqualified to speak on things. I had no business talking about half the things I was speaking about on there. Do I look like I know anything about Ukraine and Russia? I barely know why they're fighting. Like, and they want me to talk about this?
What do you want people to know about this whole experience? Because I still have to go back to that question, like, why should people believe you? But sitting here with you, I have to tell you, sitting here with Ashley, knowing many of the people that you know, it rings true.
Yeah.
And you would not be saying this stuff
No.
unless you're a son.
I'm putting myself at great risk, and I think you're probably one of the only people who understands the risk that I'm actually in, and there's so many people who are like, do more, and they don't understand how much I'm doing by just speaking, and how dangerous it is to speak against people like this. And I am so motivated by my children. I love my children more than anything in this world. And it was formative to have this online digital footprint and then have 2 kids and be like, what am I doing? Like, what are they going to see of me? Am I proud of what they're going to watch back of their mother? And I wasn't. I was really ashamed of that. So I'm trying to at least put footnotes in the archive for them.
So let's talk about President Trump. What do you think of him?
I think that man is out of his mind. I don't think he's running half of these things at
He's
all.
not.
And I think he is fueled by a level of narcissism we
Yeah.
have never seen before.
Yeah.
And he looks like shit. He looks pretty bad. Like he turned aged like 10 years in the last 2 years.
I don't know if you saw the interview that he did
Damn.
on Meet the Press.
Where he stormed out.
Where he stormed out. Why does he? It seems like he. What do you call it? He. Like, what's the term? Like when you're, a robot and it's
Short-circuited?
yeah. It seems like he either malfunctioned or short-circuited when presented with facts and asked to give facts. It's like he melted down, and I think it says a lot about his mental state right now because it was completely unwarranted.
It says something about his soul. And the soul of a lot of these people, because they're like vampires when they come into the sunlight, like start hissing. And I think it speaks volumes. It's similar to what I'm experiencing now. Everyone's like, she's doing all these left-wing shows. None of the right-wing shows have reached out because they don't want to be confronted with what I'm saying because they know I'm saying the truth. And these people are really terrified of the truth, from Trump to Elon to any of these people. That's why they don't do adversarial media. They never have. They never do. And they'll do one and say, look, they do adversarial media.
Look how that.
Yes, and it never ends well.
Do you think he's maniacal?
And I think he's scared of his own shadow. I think he knows, like, he's a finite being, and now he's trying to garner what he can for his dynasty and his children, who are just as corrupt, and now taking islands in Albania for themselves. Like, I think he's doing what he can. It's like a run for the bank. It's a bank run.
Are you gonna be okay? You're nervous. You're worried. Do you walk around with your head on a swivel?
I think everyone should.
You think I should?
I think everyone should.
Dang.
Anything else? Did you get everything out you wanted to get out?
That's okay. I felt so bad when you asked me if I'm sorry to black people, and I laughed because it was, do you know, I think her name is Cammie Crawford.
No, I don't.
Do you know Cammie?
Is she on Twitter?
No, she's like this entertainment girl, and she had
Get
just...
closer because we're still talking. Go.
Oh, she just made this TikTok video that was like, she's eating ice cream, and she's like, I'm watching every second of Ashley Sinclair, but I ain't liking her. It's like, so her video popped into my head because that's been so much of the response from the black community. So I was
That
like,
they're not liking it, or are they just watching it?
they don't like, and they're watching. They're like hesitant. So when I was like, I laughed recounting that, but I don't want people to think I was laughing about being sorry to black people.
Do you? I understand. Do you have? Can you offer any advice, or do you have any advice for liberals or Democrats or people who don't want this MAGA thing to continue, who may be Republicans? What's your advice coming into these elections, midterm and then 2020?
Something that's really missing is an actual platform from a lot of Democratic candidates and sides, and I do think they need to address the the elephant in the room about healthcare, about housing, about what people are struggling with. I don't think the answer is to be moderate. Like, this situation does not call for moderacy. You cannot respond to tyrants with moderate. Like, this is just not how you respond to terrorism. And so, you know, I spoke with Newsom, and he's like, divorce is not an option. I'm like, it is. Divorce is an option when your spouse wants to kill you. And let's also not perpetuate this notion of divorce is not an option, because it is. And in fact, if we didn't think divorce was an option, we wouldn't have had really great runs for civil rights in this country.
What do you think they're most afraid of in 2028?
In 2028, I think they're most afraid of any progressive or socialist candidates. I think they are really scared of socialism and progressivism.
Because they know it's the other end of the pendulum, and that's where it swings.
And it's where they put a lot of their propaganda. Like, that's where Turning Point started, was with this socialism sucks, and they really need to revive this Red Scare of it all. That the worst thing you can do is take money from the billionaires. And so...
One more thing, since you mentioned it, what did you think of Charlie Kirk? Not the death, because that's awful, but what did you think of him?
When I first met him, I thought he was kind to me at a time that I really needed it, and I think he ended up evolving into something that even he wasn't proud of. I think at certain times he probably recognized how audience captured he was, and I think he was used by people a lot more powerful than him to push an agenda.
Do you believe that it
and
was...
I don't think he's just some, little boy who was used. He was also a willing participant, but...
Yeah, he was.
I think a lot of people co-opted Turning Point.
Do you think that it was just a random person who didn't like him, or do you think it was coordinated, his death?
His death? I'm unsure. I mean, there's so many questions about not only that, but the assassination of Chempton Butler, and then Bibi Netanyahu's talking to Trump the next day. I don't think we're ever going to know the full situation there, but what I can tell you is Trump is a very vindictive person, and I don't think he would be doing what he's doing to Iran unless he thought that Iran tried to kill him, and that is my opinion of the matter.
Erica Kirk?
I don't know her well enough, but I think she really needs to take a break. Just log off. I mean, really, saying Drewski did whiteface isn't real. First of all,
thank you. Whiteface
Charlie
isn't real, white people.
He would have milked that for weeks. He would have made Drewski in whiteface his profile picture, because a lot of people forget, but Charlie died with Eric Cartman making fun of him as his profile picture on TikTok. So Charlie loved that kind of stuff. But I think she needs to just take a break and be with the kids. Log off.
Log off. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you.
Oh, that's
Make sure
it.
you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. We're live weekdays at 10 a.m.
Is that it?
p.m. Eastern, with new content at 2 p.m. Eastern, sometimes at 8
Okay, and that's it.
So follow the
See y'all
Show
later.
wherever